It's time now for Art Forward, a weekly feature on WOMT Radio in partnership with RAR West Art Museum. And now, Art Forward.
Welcome to Art Forward here on WOMT every Friday morning with Greg from the RAR West. Greg, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You know, I was thinking just recently that the earliest childhood memory I have was getting glasses.
Really?
Everything before that was just a blur.
Fair enough.
Wow.
Well, time does fly, right?
Time does fly when you're having fun, and every week here we have fun on the show.
We try to.
Right.
This week, though, we're going to be a little bit more, it's a little heavier discussion.
Yes.
We're about a week away from the 20th anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks. And here, I wanted to talk a little bit about the threat to artifacts, cultural artifacts in Afghanistan, because what we've seen over the past month is the Taliban taking over. And for a lot of people, the name Taliban, the first time they ever heard it was September 11th of 2001. But for arts, museums, and cultural places, there was a long time concern of the Taliban. And one of the big things, and I had showed you this before the broadcast, that the Taliban was known for was destroying some of the cultural artifacts of Afghanistan in the late 1990s and early 2000s. The most egregious destruction was the Bamiyan Buddhas, these gigantic 4-story Buddha statues that were over 1,200 years old that the Taliban blew up as a means of kind of destroying the culture of Buddhists in Afghanistan. There is grave concern among the museum community and the arts community that so many cultural items in Afghanistan are now are threatened. And of course, you know, rightly so, the first concern for America is let's make sure we make Americans safe. Can we stabilize and get Americans out of Afghanistan? Can we stabilize the country? But of grave concern to the arts community is what's going to happen to all these cultural artifacts. The National Museum in Kabul was just reopened and reinvented in 2016. They unveiled a brand new museum filled with cultural artifacts, celebrating the diversity of Afghanistan's history. And you have now the Taliban, who were already well known as trying to absolutely devastate any other groups other than them, and to not destroy any cultural remnants or artifacts of those cultures. And it's a really easy thing one of the easiest ways of erasing memory is to destroy cultural and artistic artifacts that are distinct from a group of people. And that is something the Taliban has proven to do, and it is our concern that it will be done again. We're kind of fortunate that during this time, the past 20 years, with Americans in Afghanistan, that the American government and the American military was concerned about things being looted or destroyed, and have taken good steps to create partnerships with other museums so that not everything in Afghanistan or from Afghanistan is in Afghanistan. So there are other cultural resources out there that can hold on to this history, because when it comes down to it, whether it's active destruction or neglect, to lose these items, to lose hundreds and in this case thousands of years of history, in your own house, if you ever had a flood or a fire, and you lose these photos, you lose images, you lose keepsakes. This is that's the same idea, but on a gigantic scale, to try to collect these things as a worldly endeavor is so important to Afghanistan's history and world history. So, I hope that some of the listeners can have their mind on that and their eyes on that, and enjoy, especially when you get an opportunity to see exhibits with artifacts from other cultures. Appreciate that it has been thousands of years of custody that's allowed for these things to still be seen and still explain a little bit about cultures from around the world.
Greg, great information. It's a great reminder for us to not take things for granted.
No kidding. Absolutely.
How do people connect with the RAR West Art Museum here in Manitowoc?
Well, the easiest way to go to the RAR West Art Museum and see some of your local culture is to go to rarwestartmuseum.org.
And we'll talk to you next week.
Art Forward is a weekly feature on WOMT Radio in partnership with the RAR West Art Museum. Tune in again next Friday morning for an all-new episode of Art Forward, or download the podcast anytime at WOMTradio.com. Art Forward, presented by RAR West Art Museum in Manitowoc. This is WOMT Radio, a Seehafer broadcasting station.